Hey guys, I want to thank you guys so much for your overwhelming support. Literally like over 2,000 comments of all of you so welcoming, and you made me actually feel really bad for even leaving you in the first place. This video is going to be my recent favorites, everything that I've liked since I've left and that I've been like avidly using. I have such good things here. This video might run long, I'm just gonna forewarn you, but I promise it'll be worth it because what I have to show you is really good stuff. So the first thing I will start with is probably my biggest, most favorite, the thing that has changed my life. Okay, I'm being dramatic. Transformed my skin, let's just say that. And it is the Clarisonic Mia. I had been going back and forth about this product for probably over a year. I'd heard good things, I heard bad things, I heard it was amazing, I heard it wasn't worth the hype. And it's a lot of money to just drop when, you know, unless it's really worth it. So, I decided I'm just going to take the plunge. Sephora has an amazing return policy. If worse came to worse, I would just return it. This thing is never leaving me. Literally, like, I don't know how I ever had a skincare routine or took care of my skin before this little thing existed or that I had it. It's amazing. Now, I didn't get the big one because it came with all these pieces and parts, and I didn't need all that. Plus, I travel quite often, so I just wanted to have something little compact to take with me. It's lightweight, and I just needed one brush. I just needed something to scrub my face. I didn't need all the, you know, gadgets that went along with it. This brush is super soft. It is absolutely amazing. Feels so good on. It only has one speed setting when you press this. I believe it goes on for a minute and I don't even know what. But in the directions, they tell you to do like 20 seconds on your forehead, 20 seconds here, 20 seconds here. I just kind of go all over. I concentrate on the areas that I have spots or blemishes or see a breakout coming, and I focus on that. I use this with both liquid and bar soap. I actually keep my Clinique, what's the Clinique cleanser that I use? The Milky Cleanser. I keep that in the shower. And then I keep the little Cebu cleanser facial bar at my sink. So if I'm in the shower, I just spray the Clinique on here, mush it into the sponge, and go. If I'm just getting my makeup off at night or like in the morning, I'll just take the little bar, what's left of it, and just, you know, go back and forth, get the brush head lathered up, and then go. So I absolutely love this. I even found out that my fiance uses this. What? So I'm going to have to buy him his own little brush here. But, so this, highly recommend. Put this on your Christmas list. I think the Mia was only about $150. If you go to Sephora, if you're a VIB member now, they give you a free $20 towards a $40 or more purchase. So you can get $20 off of it. I definitely think it's worth it. Think of it more of as an investment rather than just, you know, a novelty item. But, worth every penny, and I would not tell you guys, I wouldn't lie to you about that. Another product that I've really been loving is the Ocean Salt from Lush. I bought this back in the summer, back in August. This is only the amount I have left. And this is a great exfoliator. It doesn't have any sodium lauryl sulfate. It's for face and body. I regret not getting the bigger one, but I'll get the bigger one when this one runs out. It smells like a kind of margarita. It's a little salty. It's a little, I don't love the smell, but I don't hate the smell either. But what I do with this, I use this once a week on my face. Or like if I have a little spot or a blemish, Lucy's over, so they're playing. If I have a spot or blemish, I'll just take a little bit on my finger and kind of scrub the spot and get it clean, get the bacteria off. So I do use this as kind of like a spot treatment, but once a week I'll take whatever soap or cleanser that I have, and then I'll just take a teeny bit of this and mush it into my Clarisonic, so I get the exfoliator plus the brush. Literally, like, I can't stop touching my skin, which isn't even good because you just clean your skin. You really shouldn't be touching it, but your skin is just left feeling so silky soft, and I love it. Another really great thing I want to mention to you guys that I don't know if a lot of you know about, I'm somebody that waxes my eyebrows religiously, and I wax, I'm going to do a little TMI here, I get my bikini waxed. That might be way too much TMI, but I'm sure this is something a lot of women do. Anyway. Anytime you wax or shave, you can easily get ingrown hairs. By exfoliating, you will avoid that. So, after I get my eyebrows waxed that day when I'm cleansing my skin, I take a bit and I rub it over the area that I got my eyebrows waxed. Same thing with your bikini line. Once you get your bikini waxed or you shave it, exfoliate down there because it will prevent ingrown hairs. And I'm not just saying to use this, but any exfoliator. You should always exfoliate after you wax or shave to prevent ingrown hairs. Trust me, I'm sure a lot of you have had ingrown hairs both on my face and on my bikini line, and it is not a fun thing to have. So that's really great. The Lush Ocean Salt's really great for that. Okay. Lotion. I'm going to talk about the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula. I have so many lotions and creams from so many different companies. Bath & Body Works, Victoria's Secret, skin companies, everything. I find that this is the best, especially with this winter and cold and disgusting weather we've been having. It says it heals, softens rough and dry skin. And this is amazing. You can put it all over your body, use it on your hand. It's just very, very moisturizing, very thick, but good. And it smells like cocoa. It's really good. Sticking with the moisturizers, the MAC Honey Skin Salve. Now, I know a lot of you probably might have missed out on this and you're mad at me for even talking about it, but it's easily found at CCOs. I've seen it at a lot of CCOs. If you cannot or missed out on it, find it. C.O. Bigelow makes a rose salve that is sold at Bath & Body Works and probably anywhere else C.O. Bigelow is found. Does the exact same concept. But the thing that I love this for, not only is my lips. I put this on every night before I go to bed on my lips. For my knuckles and my cuticles. My knuckles crack in the winter. It's disgusting. I have also used this on my face, like when I feel a dry patch or even blemishes. Put it on blemishes, or even like I have a scar here from a few months ago. I had a breakout, and there's just a scar now. And I've been putting this on at night, and actually, I think it really has lightened it. But one time I went to bed, and Nick was like, "What the heck is all over your face? You look like a big giant grease ball." And it was this. And you will look greasy, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, it's so worth it because in the morning, your skin is going to feel so good. So I wouldn't recommend using this every day. But like I said, when you need that extra moisture, when you need that extra, like if you have dry patches, use this all over. It's good for everything. And I wipe it on my cuticles and my knuckles. And also, if it's like too thick and greasy on your hands, if you're like my mom sometimes sleeps with like little white gloves on because her fingers get so cracked in the winter. You can do that, but if you don't want to and it's like way too greasy and thick on your hands, mix a little bit of your lotion in with this and it will make it more bearable and less greasy, and it still is going to give you that moisture. But I love the skin salve. If you can find this at a CCO or I don't want to say eBay, but or even the rosebud salve. I don't really love the rosebud salve smell, so I tend to like this one better, but if you can get over the smell. Okay. All right. A couple more things with skin, and this is like such a long video already. Another product rave. I recently fell in love with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. Beforehand, I never really dabbled too much. I always have loved her gel liners and her shimmer bricks, but I never went beyond that. Until recently, my mall got a Bobbi Brown counter in it, so I was kind of forced to check it out. And I picked up the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Eye Cream. It looks like this. And before this, I never ever have used an eye cream. I've used eye serums, which is nice, but the eye cream is, it just does more, I feel like, than this serum. I feel like it's a lot more hydrating. And I use this morning and night. In the morning, it's amazing to put on after you put your moisturizer on. I dab it on. It's amazing to put on. It will completely transform how your concealer goes on. Your concealer will go on so much easier. Great blending, great smooth application. Okay, so here's my take on eye creams, because I feel like people ask me about this all the time and I'm really not very experienced with it. However, eye creams on the market that say they're going to reduce puffiness and all that stuff, I don't believe in it. I think it's all gimmicks. I would never spend $150 for a little teeny tiny jar for eye cream. I just think it's a gimmick. This was, I think, only $40, and I think I got it from Sephora when their 20% off sale was going on. But I don't think I would spend more than $40 for an under eye cream. With that being said, your skin right here under your eyes is like very, very thin there, and you need to keep it hydrated because here's what happens. You know the little smile lines you get like right here? Mine are like really bad. If you keep that area hydrated, you will see good results when you're older, with less wrinkles. Think about like fruit. When you let fruit out and it's fresh, and you let it out overnight, it like shrivels, it like dries out and becomes wrinkly because the fruit is dehydrated. And that's what can happen all over your skin, but particularly around your eyes because the skin is so thin. So what I do is I just get a little bit on my 2 little ring fingers and I just dab it right here, down, and right here. This is really important right here. This is where your smile lines are. Your skin's really delicate. You need to keep this area hydrated so you will not get wrinkles later. And then also, people that have puffy eyes, that means poor circulation. So you just want to kind of, I do a couple of these, get the product in there good, and then I do circles around my eyes, and that will keep your circulation around your eyes and hopefully avoid less puffiness. The reason I use your ring fingers is because that's where they're most delicate, but I do a lot more pressing than rubbing under there. I just kind of press it into the skin. So that's what I do at night, and then in the morning I just let that kind of sit before I put my concealer on. But I highly recommend the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Eye Cream for the money. I think it's really great product. Very, very hydrating. A little bit goes a long way, and I have really good vibe feelings about this. Okay. I'll stick with Bobbi Brown here. I have always heard about Bobbi Brown correctors, and I never gave them a try. Go to your Bobbi Brown counter and get color matched. What they do is they do like a foundation stick on you, they match your color, and then from there they have like a chart to tell what color concealer and corrector you are. So I finally picked up the corrector, and I gotta tell you, this is holy grail. This will always be in my makeup drawer. This will be on my face every single day for as long as I live. This is an amazing product. It does not get enough attention, and I'm talking about the corrector, not the concealer. What the corrector does, for those that don't know, the corrector neutralizes your skin. So if you have redness, like I have a lot of redness here, if you have blemishes, any discoloration, you put the corrector over it and it's going to neutralize it so that your skin is all one tone. Then you go in with the concealer and conceal. But the corrector is amazing. Like I said, I've had this blemish. This is like, 7 o'clock at night, so it's worn off. But what I do is I normally put the corrector on first, then I put my foundation, so it gives like a nice little layer, and then I put my concealer right over it, and it's amazing. Like, it's gone. You can't even see it. Corrector is so worth it. This is amazing. Like, everybody needs to have this. If your skin is anything but perfect, you need to have this. It's awesome. I did pick up the creamy concealer from Bobbi Brown. I did want to just make mention. I think it's a really good product, but I don't think it's the best one out there. I do really like the MAC Studio Finish. I really like the Gemma Kid one that I got at Target. Studio Sculpt. Like, I think there's a lot of good concealers out there. I wouldn't say Bobbi Brown is the best. Like, when this one runs out, I don't know that I'll run back and repurchase it, but it's good. I think it's good. Okay. Now, let's talk about foundation. Before I left you guys, you always knew I was never one to wear foundation. I always really liked the tinted moisturizers, MAC Moisture Blend, and some powders. I really wanted to dig into foundation because I've been noticing a lot more redness more and more as I get older. And while I do have fairly decent skin, I do have some discoloration, and I just always wanted that even keel on my face. So I picked up NARS Sheer Glow. This was exciting. This was an exciting purchase for me. It was like my first big girl foundation. I sampled this one, the Dior Skin Nude, and some other one that Sephora recommended that I would not recommend. It was like the Perfect Primer or something. It wasn't good. But anyway, the NARS I definitely liked a lot better than the Dior because of the coverage and the staying power. The NARS Sheer Glow is great for girls that don't want heavy caked on foundation, that don't need it. Like, I don't need heavy foundation. I just wanted it for like a nice even skin tone, and it's great for that. I wouldn't say you get any more than 8 hours out of this. I use this in the morning. It lasts pretty much throughout the day. I mean, my skin looks pretty decent. I've had this on since like 6 this morning. It would be great for events. There's no SPF in it, so you're not going to get that flash, so great for photography, but it's really great. A little bit, again, goes a long way. You don't need a lot. This is awesome. Again, I don't know if I'd repurchase this because I kind of now want to experiment and see what else is out there, but I think that it's a really good product. Now, let's get into face powders. I I use my MSF Natural to set that, and I think that that does wonders. However, I started to notice that my skin was starting to look like too even, like too one color because of this. Like before, I never wear foundation, so my skin tone had dimension because it was kind of discolored and it wasn't all perfect. But after I used the NARS and I got my skin tone to look even, it was almost looking like too one shade, and I needed more dimension. So instead of really using a bronzer, I went back in my collection and I was like, what can I use up? Because I have so many powders and I just wanted to use them up. So what I do is I take my powder brush and I just do like the center of my face, like right here around my mouth and my nose with my MSF Natural in Medium Plus. And then like contouring around the chin, temples, instead of like caking on the bronzer, I just use a darker powder. So this is Smooth Harmony from the Heatherette collection. Now, God, I've had this for so long. I can finally see like a good dent in it. And I also use the other side of this. This is the Bone Beige Emphasize. So I use one or the other, and I kind of just very lightly. I don't really use it as a contour or a bronzer. I just very lightly use it as another powder. And I really like it. I mean, they're not the exact colors, but they give my face dimension, which is what I like. And I really, really love this highlight color. I've been using that a lot. Just to kind of use up products. Like I'm finally using products that I've had in my collection forever. So if you're like me and you don't want your face to all look one color, you don't want to look like you have bronzer on, but you just want your face to look dimensional, then use a little bit darker powder. And go back into your collection. Don't run out and buy something new. I'm sure you have something in your collection that you can use. Okay, I'm getting down to the wire here. Refined MSF. I have been loving this for my cheekbones. It just gives like the prettiest sheen, the prettiest peach glow. I would think it's a summer color, but it works really well. It just gives like a nice little satin finish on my cheekbones, and it just really lifts my face up, and I really like it. Now, if you didn't get refined and you missed out and you can't find it at a CCO, which I know that they're there, use any MSF. Again, this was all because I went into my like 1001 powder drawer and wanted to use them up. If you don't have refined, another good one would be like Stereo Rose, if you were able to get that, or even Cheeky Bronze would be really good for the same effect. Now, if you wanted something more pink tone, petticoat, blonde, any of those MSFs, I've just kind of been doing that. Like I just do the face powder, some dimension with the darker color, and then this on the cheeks, and it just gives like a nice healthy glow. And I haven't even used a bronzer in like a really long time. Then I have one blush, and it is by NYX, NYX, and it's called Desert Rose. And I actually had this blush on in my Hey You video, the one that I put my very first one back, and a lot of people will ask me what it is. This is like the most prettiest raspberry flush on your cheeks. It's a great color for winter and fall. Very, very pigmented. I think they're only about $5. I think I got it off Cherry Culture. I bought this myself. But this is a really, really pretty cheek color, and it just gives you that nice like berry kiss look on your cheeks. Really, really like this. Okay, to go with the concealer, I finally picked up the Bare Minerals Well Rested. I had been wanting, and I love their new sifter jars. I love them because you don't get this stuff everywhere. I've been wanting to pick this up because I've been wanting to compare the powder flage to this. Even at Bobbi Brown, the girl tried to talk me into getting their yellow setting powder. But here's the thing, and I get questions about this all the time still. I have very, very yellow toned skin. Bobbi Brown doesn't make a pink undertone, anything. All of her foundations, concealers, powders are yellow based, which is fine because most people have yellow based skin. If you're just looking to set your concealer, then definitely go with a yellow based powder. But if you're looking to brighten up that under eye, I always went for the powder flage because it had like a pink sheer like iridescent, and it was just very brightening. This kind of, and powder flage, you guys know, has been like one of my holy grails. The Well Rested kind of like kicked it aside. I love this. You can use this for so many things like you can with a lot of Bare Minerals products. So I use this to set my concealer. However, it's used to cover up dark circles. So you don't really need to use a concealer with this if your circles aren't that bad. But I put my concealer on and then I set it. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I can tell in person. When you want that like Kim Kardashian glow under the eyes, this does it for you. And I can't say the same about powder flage. Powder flage lightened under the eyes, but this is like bright under the eyes. And honestly, all that I have on my eyes right now is this. put down painterly. I sweeped the Well Rested on my eyelids up and the inner corners down and even right here, and I use it as a highlight. The girl at the boutique told me I could do that. It's a multi-dimensional product, and I love the effect of it because you're setting your concealer, you're brightening that under eye, then you also can highlight the sides of your face and kind of use it as like a shadow. So I love that, which leads me to my next thing, shadows. I haven't really been using too many eyeshadows, honestly. I've really just been into like one sweep and go. Sometimes I'll just do mascara and nothing else, and I love the effect that it gives you because it's just very awake and brightening, and you look very well rested. So if I don't use the Well Rested on my eyelids, I just use like a matte shadow. So I either use Gesso from MAC. I picked up Snow from Bare Essentials, which is basically just like a matte white. But the good thing about the shadows from Bare, and this is an eyeshadow. I thought it was like a glimmer. The good thing about the Bare Minerals shadows is they kind of have that like sheen to them, so they don't look really cakey and matte. Like there's Gesso and like there's the Bare Minerals. Do you see the sheen that the Bare Minerals kind of gives? So that's kind of what I do, and I just sweep like a white or even like Orb from MAC over the eyelid. I throw a little, sometimes I'll throw the Milk Jumbo pencil down. I definitely use it in the inner tear ducts and then just set that with either Snow or Gesso from MAC, and I love it. And you know, less is more. It gets you out the door in 5 minutes. You get to sleep an extra 10, and it's really great. The one eyeshadow I did really have been loving that I picked up from Bobbi Brown is Taupe, and I watch Goss Makeup Artist. He's like one of my favorite people on YouTube. His videos are so inspiring, and he uses this a lot in his tutorials, so I finally picked it up, and I could see why he uses it. It's just a really good matte, neutral, creates really good dimension. He uses it a lot in the crease. That's what kind of I've been doing if I do just want to throw some white or some mascara, but I don't want my eyes to look flat. I'll just throw some of this color in the crease, and it just defines your eyes a little bit better. And as far as a comparable color to MAC, I don't know that there is one. Off the top of my head, I'm looking at this. Maybe Espresso from MAC would be maybe the closest. I don't know, but I really like it from Bobbi Brown. Okay, next, mascaras. This is going to come as a surprise to you because Prestige, My Blackest Lashes, I could not stand this when I first got it, and now it's become like one of my new favorite mascaras. I think it's because it's dried up a little bit, so it's not as watery. This is what the wand looks like. This is an amazing mascara. This is what I use today. It just pumps up your lashes. It volumizes them. It lengthens them. It's an amazing drugstore mascara. And then this one is L'Oreal Hip, which I had never heard about. But I found it at my drugstore, and this is what the brush looks like. This is a really good mascara too, and it's really thin, so it's good for the bottom lashes and even for like getting the sides. But I did, with the Sephora Friends and Family, I picked up a tube of the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash. I love my YSL Faux Seals, but I did want to try this one because I've heard so much hype about it, but I haven't opened it yet because I have a trillion other mascaras to use. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about brushes. I have so many brushes here to tell you about. I hope this video doesn't make you want to like shoot needles in your eye. First I'll talk about foundation brushes because that was so exciting. Like when I started the foundation, I was like, no, I get to find foundation brushes because I'd always have the brushes but never could use them for anything because I didn't wear foundation. So there are two main ones that stick out to me. I originally started using the Sigma F80, and I love this brush for foundation. I love it more. I tried the stippling brushes. I didn't like the effect that it gave them. It was too like streaky, and I even tried the foundation, like regular foundation brush. I didn't like that. This is amazing. I just get a little bit on the back of my hand, dab the brush in it, stipple it all over my face, and then go back and rub it in, and it just gives like the most beautiful airbrushed glow. I love this brush for this. The bristles are so soft, and it doesn't absorb all the product, which is nice. It's pretty dense, but not too dense where it soaks up all the product. But it's so soft on your face. Like, it just feels so good when you're blending it. So I love the F80. And also the newest discovery was the Sephora Professional Platinum Brush in 55. Looks like this. I had seen this on Sephora's website that it was like their best-selling foundation brush, and I could totally see why. This brush is like, you could just take a nap on it. It gets in those little crevices. Same thing, I get the foundation on the back of my hand, stipple it on my face, and then go. It's super, super soft, not dense, gets in the crevices around your nose. I was trying to decide yesterday which ones I like better, and I honestly can't pick one. So it's kind of like whatever one's clean and available is the one I use, but they both are amazing for liquid foundation. I'm so happy about these. All right. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but Sigma actually released 2 more of their, they're part of their Sigmax line, and Simone had told me that she was releasing this brush a long time ago because I was complaining to her that I could not find a brush that didn't shed for my cream blushes. And here it is. And it's the F84, and it's the same concept as the F80. Feels the exact same, it's just angled, really, really thick. MAC does not even make a brush like this. This is amazing for contour. I use it with my Bronzer Universal, but also for cream blush. It's so good, and it doesn't shed, yay! So I really like that. Then they came out with the F82, which immediately replaced this brush that I have a love-hate relationship with, the Bare Essentials Handy Buki brush. I loved this for my Bronzer Universal, but it's scratchy and it doesn't feel good at all. Bring in the F82. So soft, just like all the other ones. This is really good for mineral makeup too, because super soft and the bristles are really, really dense, so it picks up a lot of the product. And this is really great for mineral makeup. I also really like this for my Bronzer Universal from Chanel. Love it. I was curious to try this one from Sephora. This is the Mineral Powder number 45 brush. Here's what they look like. They kind of look the same. It's a little bit bigger because of where the ferrule ends on them. But I have to say that the Sigma one is definitely softer, but the Sephora one is a little bit less dense, and for that reason I kind of prefer this one for the Bronzer Universal. I would definitely keep this one for mineral makeup, for mineral powder, setting powder, but this one for the Bronzer Universal because it's a little bit less dense. But again, this brush from Sephora is so soft and it does not shed. So really, really love this. I'll put a link to the brushes from Sigma from the Sigmax line below. You can get the Mineral Powder 45 brush and the Platinum Professional 55 brush both at Sephora. I think this one was about $34 and I think this one was about $26 or something. Pretty good brushes. Okay, lastly, I'm going to just talk about a quick technique. I was watching Lisa Eldridge, who, again, so inspiring. Love her videos. I could watch the same video of hers like 10,000 times on repeat. Whenever she puts her foundation on and does her powder, she always has a small brush. She always has the Sue Devitt brush, which is next on my list to get. I really, really want to try that brush. But I've never seen her use like a big fluffy brush like the 138 or the MAC 150 or the 134. She always has a small one. So I thought there's obviously a reason why she does that. I mean, she knows what the heck she's talking about. So I tried it, and this is the powder blush from Sigma. It's the F10, and I can totally see why Lisa Eldridge does that in her videos, because you just get a more precise finish. You get into little crevices. It's not just like an overall. But I love it. So I have been using like a smaller brush for powder, which is kind of like weird. I've never done that before, but I don't think I'll ever go back to using a big fluffy brush. The only thing I would use a big fluffy brush would be for like a translucent set powder. But for my MSF Natural and like the darker colors, oh, I just love the softer. I love the smaller, more concentrated brushes. I think you get more precision, and I don't know why nobody else uses a smaller brush. Everybody always goes for the, huge brushes, but okay, I think I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for standing through this whole video if you've thus made it this far. I've been out for so long, I missed you guys. I had a lot to say, so thank you if you stuck it out. More videos to come. My head is like flowing with ideas. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so happy to be back. I've missed you guys a lot. I hope that some of you found this helpful, and I will talk to you soon.